So the question is, if this is Draven v Draven, then we're guaranteed an Irelia in the finals. If this is Draven v Irelia, we have
Could be
the
anything.
potential nightmare scenario of double Draven.
No, it's Irelia.
And there it is.
Okay.
They surely wouldn't show us like a Draven mirror this late, right? They would just pick the Draven mirror.
And would you rather watch another Irelia mirror? You want to see Stellacorn draw 30 cards and see if that's good enough to beat?
I'll take the Draven mirror, actually.
I like the Draven mirror.
Yeah,
say what you will about that last match. It was fun to watch.
For sure, yeah. I think it's also
my heart rate went up and down multiple times.
I like Draven mirrors a lot. Unironically, I think they're a lot of fun.
I also used to like Kaisa mirrors too, but
I also liked Kaisa mirrors. But also, I started playing the game when it actually came out. I didn't start playing the game 6 months before it came out, like a lot of other people. So it's understandable they were kind of done with Kaisa mirrors by the time.
When I started playing, it was incomplete. Origins was not fully revealed, and Victor won the first event, and I was playing non-Aurora Volibear because Aurora wasn't revealed yet.
That's so based. That is so based. I also played a lot of Volley. I played in the trial decks format.
That one, I had enough of that. I had played trial decks just from demoing the game enough that I'm like, I don't need to play these decks anymore. Like, I demoed the game a lot at various stores, so I'm like, yeah, I don't need to play this competitively. It does not feel like I want to do that.
And then they nerfed Jinx. It was very sad. I do find it surprising still that they didn't Rocket deserves to be a 3 energy. What are we doing to our Jinx believers that just Rocket they have to cast Rocket for 4? You know,
defying a Rocket is one of the most satisfying things you can do. It's just like that Jhin spell. It's like maximum amount you can pay and still get defied.
Yeah,
and at 3 mana can hit anywhere, deal 5. I mean, no, that'd be one hell of a card, and it comes back every turn.
I'm fine with that. Like, give me more Jinx in the meta.
No, sure. I would prefer not, honestly. The thing is that the Jinx in the meta is just going to be the exact same Miracle deck, except instead of spinning axes, it's running 2 SMD rockets.
Yeah,
that's true.
And you get to build your own. You get to build your own Rat Ezreal deck with the purple Jinx as your chosen champion, and dancing around and buying back your rockets.
The Doran's Ring and.
Doran's Ring, or just the Rocket Conquer with the Rocket discard on untap. Build your own Lucian.
I see a sneaky deck end. Please tell me there's an Obelisk of Power.
There is not. It is Streaming Tree versus Targon's Peak.
No.
I don't know who won the die roll, so. It's not even a die roll, right?
No, it's highest rank, but they're both 11-1.
Yeah, and the Irelia player, I mean, they're on 3 mana anyway.
Dr. Avon. Dr. Birdman.
Ooh, no 2-drop. Okay, so this deckhand is going to score 2 points.
Yeah, it's going to do the thing.
And it's going to do the thing, and that's going to be really, really bad news. Irelia is just going to start with a 2-point lead, and then I would be very surprised if we see anything except deckhand on Targons, move back next turn, play Irelia, or Stellacorn.
It would be an interesting decision to do that. Here we go. Step 1 complete. Score point trigger.
What's actually so rough is because it's on your opponent's Targon Peak. This is so dirty. This is just so you can't deal with this. Even if you could, throw a unit at it, they have 2 untapped.
Yeah.
It's just
here's where you want Gust, actually. I think that's what the previous Draven decks were playing for this exact situation.
True.
Yeah.
And it would be helpful.
What do we feel about they keep playing Kaisas instead of playing Dravens on turn 2? I guess because we're not getting a combat, it probably makes sense to just get the Kaisa down because you're going to draw a card at least. But it feels awkward to play a card that can be accelerated, non-accelerated,
right?
And you have a unit that cannot be accelerated. At the same cost.
I feel the same way in general, but I've not played a lot of Draven. It does feel like you need a really, really good reason to play something that's not Draven on turn 2. But
In general, I do agree, but I do think in this spot, like there's no risk of like the Kaisa, or if we play Draven, of the Draven getting charmed or removed in any way. So we don't actually have to accelerate the Kaisa next turn because, again, there's like not going to be a unit on the battlefield. So in this spot, I think it's fine. I think there are some spots, for example, in the mirror, where if you play Kaisa and you get Falling Start and then you can't accelerate a unit, you just kind of threw the game on turn 2, which is not where you want to be. So,
sorry, but do we know if there's another Irelia or Draven in hand or no? In the Irelia hand.
I haven't seen it yet.
I think our opening hand was double discipline, so I do not know.
There's a right to win.
Because there's an art to knowing when, specifically knowing when to play Irelia against Draven is literally like a question I could write like 10 pages on it. There's a very specific
spot
where you
by the end of the day, please. Thank you.
But yeah, it will depend on battlefields. It will depend on obviously what they have on the board, if they have a gold or not. Like there's many, if it's like Miracle or regular Draven, but there's many metrics that you have to consider to know if you can actually play Irelia like this safe in the back or not.
I mean, stop me if you've seen this before. What if we walked up, scored a point on Dreaming Tree, and then cast Ride the Wind to score up to 4, draw a card, and then walk back home?
I've never seen this play before, actually. I've never. I mean, this must be new. This is incredible
so
technology.
I feel like so many, like whether it's the mirror, or I feel like Irelia and Draven decks do this exact play like so often. It's just like I don't know. It's so good, so damn good. It's like so far behind. Like being down 4-0 against Irelia is miserable because you're just gonna have to hold for the rest of the game.
Yeah, there's also a flash in the hand that was just drawn. So like, what's very possible for us to see next turn is just like the exact same play in a different kind of way. Because like the Draven player here, like they could divide their units, but then you're just giving Irelia a really easy like just turn because they can just push up. They can play one like on guard or something, already push over that battlefield, equip the boots, ready gank over, and you've just given up all of your units. So
I think the plan has to be like you walk into like Targon's Peak or Dreamy Tree, it kind of doesn't matter. You pick one, you stack it with the Kaisa, the Darius, and the Draven, and like maybe another unit if you're Peak. You untap 2, and then you just keep them from going to 6. And then next turn, you send the Darius to the other side, and you throw it on another Big Might unit, and then you say, okay, you're just not allowed to score for the rest of the game. That's just like, that's just what your game plan has to be at this point. Which is, yeah.
I do think it has to be the Targon speaker because there is a Zhonya's, so the Irelia can always like buff up Irelia, move in, trigger Zhonya's, and then buffer again, ready here with the legend, and then go in again. That's how Irelia sort of breaks these really big holds. Yeah. This Fighter Flight's interesting. That was just cast on the Kaisa.
I think it's really good, actually.
Yeah,
I think that because it basically guarantees that you get 6 points. Because like they're not allowed to like go for a real hold now. Like they can try. But yeah, you're basically guaranteed 6 points.
Yep. Absolutely.
And in this matchup, like being 6-1 is like it's a dream. Like you should never lose these.
Is it 95%? Is it more?
It is like, I mean, I don't think it matters what you have in hand. I think you never lose this spot, like ever. So it is like 99%, unless you're truly actually actively thinking about how do I lose this game? I need to lose this game.
Advantage bar all the way over.
There is no Stella Corn, so like I don't think it's quite that much, but it's very, very high.
Well, the fact that it's a Dreaming Tree, because you're gonna walk up and then like flashback, right? And it's just you draw a card, you score up to 6. Like, oh my goodness. I mean, okay, there's actually a consideration to not flash here. If you think you need it to score to 8, right? The thing is, you have a couple turns before you like need to score to 8, but the flash trying to beat a rebuke is actually like really important. It's similar to how you would set up like Vi Ride the Wind against purple decks.
Right.
Where like you would have to like set up your hand like 4 turns in advance of like, I'm gonna Vi and flash and Ride the Wind and whatever.
Yeah, I don't think I do agree. I don't think you flash now. I think at the very least you like flash on because your hand's not playing anything else this turn, right? We know that, and you have the 2 like there's no unit in the hand. So we could just hold up all of our runes into our opponent's turn and at least make them like moving with the Draven or something like that.
Yeah, but the upside of flash now is if you top deck Stalcorn, you play it now. Right?
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
That's the upside, yeah.
Or even like a GA, right? Like there's definitely
GA, Draven.
Yeah, and you don't really want to like you don't even want to like bait your opponent into fighting you because like you just don't want to fight on defense because like either you have enough cards to win or you don't. And if you don't, guess what? You could just wait a couple turns. Like,
yeah, you've got so much time.
Yeah, like it does make sense because we would just be giving like the play would have been just attack with Kaisa into the deckhand, and then you're forced to flash regardless, or just give up the Zonyas. So yeah, I do agree with this play. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, so far no misplays. Is this my Irelia hero or what's the?
And I've
don't worry, there's plenty of time.
It might be.
Plenty of time to disappoint.
Yeah, it's game 1. Like let's not be hasty.
Okay.
Yeah, I watch us actually lose this game because we can't break the hold.
We have On Guard, we have Defiant Dance.
I mean, I've seen Draven
we don't have a Rebuke answer.
Well, the issue is Rebuke, right?
Of course, it's true.
Like,
Rebuke's the problem.
No answer to Rebuke is like our death knell here because Draven does get to drop like a ton of might. Like we talked about before, where like Irelia feels like it can break anything, and like you have a Zonyas, so you probably can break anything, as long as they don't have Rebuke. And yeah, you just like don't have a ton of buff cards in hand.
What if we found a different way to sort of move our Irelia back to base without using this flash? Because that's technically an answer to Rebuke.
I think what you could have done is you could have just like walked Irelia onto like Dreaming Tree, and then like boots her, and then like ready her and walk her over to the other one, and then pay 1, and then maybe it ends up being like this On Guard instead of the or a Discipline rather than the flash. But I do think that like flash being a reaction speed answer to Rebuke is like so important on the scoring to 8 turn.
I agree. I would have rather seen that as well. Or even just like not spending the On Guard because we do have the Zonyas, but then the problem with spending the Zonyas is that we don't have that kind of effect to do the play I mentioned previously where you buff up the Irelia, move in, let her die, trigger the Zonyas, and then you ready her again from your base and attack again.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have that play available, so they just valued the combat tricks higher, it seems.
Interesting here that we see the Bryn here come down. A Falling Star is in hand. So
let's come down in base, which is also interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we're legally allowed to play that Bryn here in base.
Yeah, I think that we need to.
You don't want it to die.
Holding.
You don't want it to die when you shuffle up your cards for the next game. You want it to have lived.
True. I mean, the Draven is also sitting in base, and to be fair, you have to be worried about your opponent trying to hold. But like,
yeah,
like okay, if the thing is, if they try to hold with the Irelia, like, guess what? Next turn, you play the
another
Bryn
flash
onto a battlefield, and then you rebuke her. Like,
we're covering it all now, right? We drew the flash.
Yeah, I mean, we knew. I think we knew that was on top. As the Irelia player, we just had that vision.
We just felt it. We were just like, we used our 6th arm to like connect with the universe and be one with our deck, and realized that the top card was
exactly.
I think so there is like some type of a puzzle here in terms of like how much do you pre-commit versus like how much do you use like the Zanyas to ready. Yeah.
So this is 8, and they
I
passed.
guess this does technically work.
Yeah.
Like this Irelia is an 8. We are taking out the Hopeful and the Kaisa. So this does work. And we have 2, I believe, an On Guard, a Defiant Dance in hand, and the Flash as well.
Yeah, I think with the Flash, we're covering almost everything here. So I do like committing as little as possible and forcing opponent to like they're basically going to be able to play one thing, right, at 3.
Mm-hmm.
So like let's see the thing.
I think we're supposed to play the what's it called? I think we're supposed to play the Defiant Dance here. Because then we threaten to wipe the entire thing and actually force them to play a card. Oh, they have a hidden card here. I knew they had a hidden one on top. I didn't see the hidden one on bottom.
Right.
Oh, maybe it's Edge of Night is the concern then.
Switcheroo would be an issue potentially.
That is super fair, actually. But like not really, because you could just flash out of the Switcheroo. Like same thing.
True. But then you are weak to the rebuke from hand.
And the rebuke is back online,
so
yeah. There's definitely a combination of cards that.
Also, it would be interesting if the switcheroo was hidden on the battlefield, or on that battlefield, right? Because on the other one, if you have a way to protect this, like treasure hunter from like the deckhand just moving in, then you would want the switcheroo there because it's just more value.
5, 9, 10, 11 kills Darius plus Hopeful. Yeah. And the biggest thing on the planet here for the Draven player is you're not allowed to rebuke. If you rebuke, you lose the game.
I mean, that's going to happen at some point in this game. It's just really a matter of like when do they think is the best time to try to fire it. We know it's going to get.
Well, I think you have to wait for the Irelia to be readied, right? Because what's going to happen here is you pop the Zanyas, and then they're going to have to use Irelia Legend to ready her. And then after that, they can't beat rebuke. Like if they have like a not so fast, but like you're never beating not so fast. You're never beating like hard bargain. So you kind of have to assume that it's like Flash. And like maybe you decide that you're not beating Flash either. That's like a super fair.
Yeah, in this spot you're so behind. I don't think you play around a single Flash or not so fast. Or
in which case,
I wonder is there a line where the left player just like wins without even playing the Flash, but just replaying Irelia?
Because we know they have the Defiant Dance, I think they could. But I think there's just no point.
The answer is almost certainly with equipment and Defiant Dance. Yeah.
I think, the real question is if we had 11 more might on this battlefield because of the fellas that are hanging out in our home.
Right.
Is this make Irelia able to break that? And I'll be like so real with you. I don't know if Irelia can break that.
It's a lot harder with this hand for sure.
It's definitely. Is that 7, 11, 12, 13? So it's at 13. We're good. I mean, to be honest, the answer is still probably yes.
Well, I think you can. The issue is that in order to break it, you have to use the Zanyas, which means that I don't think you're beating Rebuke this turn. You're beating it eventually, but like I just don't think you're beating it this turn.
Maybe. I don't know. I think now it's just a matter of let's.
Yeah, I need Kuvi to do a.
Do it.
I need you to, do your big old math problem.
Kuvi's big old math problem.
Little puzzle thing.
I assume we have another way to target this Irelia in our hand, otherwise this play does not make any sense.
They might have to ride the win.
14, 15, 16, 16 to 10, 15? No, this is winning by 1, yeah?
It is, yeah.
Oh.
But
but we have another, we have discipline.
Yeah, we have
plus you have sneaky deckhand to conquer.
But you have to ready your Irelia here. I mean,
you don't even.
That's all you can.
You don't
pay
even
the
need
1,
to.
and then you walk deckhand up on the treasure hunter.
Oh,
that way you
beat
beat
a hidden card over there. Yeah.
Yep.
The biggest thing is you need to remember to pay the 1.
Pay the one.
Period. Okay,
He's
this
doing
Irelia
it.
player is
There
really
you
good.
go.
Like,
Yeah.
actually.
They got there. Looks like it's going to be Irelia winning game number 1 in this top 4.
Yeah, starting out 4-0 is pretty
It's
strong.
pretty good. Sneaky deckhand power.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll see this player against the miracle player that Akara that you like, and it would be like me playing against you. Smile.
Got him.
Oh, I got
For the
left.
finals.
Kind of
Damn.
just had to leave.
I kind of heard that and was like, okay, I'm dipping out of here.
Here it is. The
And
Bryn
so
here
is the
left
Draven player.
safe and sound.
This
They're out
matchup
of
is
this
not as
game.
easy as it looked this game. It was easy only because we were on 6 points and Draven was at 1. But also we got like literally perfect hand. It was like deckhand. We had like Discipline, On Guard, Defiant Dance, Zania's, Boots. Like it was if you could pick an Irelia hand that game, it would be exactly the cards that the player got. That's why like it was so one-sided about.
All right, here we go. Game number 2. Irelia up a game here. Assuming that Draven is going first with that Reaver's Row potential. And there it is, starting off. All right, we have I believe that's Treasure Hunter, which also does not contest the deckhand.
It's a fan.
It's fan.
Oh, it's fan. Okay, that does contest.
Edge of Night. Interesting.
Edge of Night.
In Irelia, huh?
Don't know if I've seen a lot of that in Irelia. I understand the idea.
I haven't.
It's a 0 mana
I like it.
+2. It's like that's
This
always
is-
what it has been.
Yeah. So this is an interesting decision where the Draven actually goes to the Targon Speak here, which means that they want the 2 mana open in case that Irelia gets accelerated this turn. I don't think that that's actually correct. I think you're supposed to go onto the Reaver's Row and then take the Targon Speak next turn, but maybe he doesn't actually want to take Targons at all and just wants to hold to 2, pull back. Like, even this early in the game, there's a lot of decisions with the locations and the battlefields that you have to make.
100%.
That I just wanted to highlight that decision there.
It's a really good one because yes, it's not just I'm getting a point here. We knew that was going to happen. And it's not even just I'm leaving my fan in danger. You're also fine with that. It's I am going to want to get these readied runes on a turn that's not the next one, probably, or maybe or a turn that's not this one, rather, because like if they accelerate Irelia to kill a fan here, that's fine. You don't really care that much. You're probably not casting Rebuke even if you have it. I wouldn't think. So threatening it is not a particularly valuable thing to do there.
But then this is the alternative, right? Where you go to the Targon's Peak, and then you actually get to push this Reaver's Row this turn, which means you're up 3-0 instead of if you do that in the other line, you have 2 runes open, but your Draven would be on the Targon's Peak, right?
You could.
Yeah, but this spot is not very good for Irelia. Obviously, like against mid range, you fall behind. They have Bryn near you, like you cannot do anything against
the classic green problem.
Yeah, this is a really amazing drop, by the way. The
deckhand
is great.
It was you needed it here for sure.
Yeah, you definitely wanted like an easy way to score both these battlefields because you really don't want to like you don't want to spend a bunch of power here to like walk the Irelia back and forth without like booties.
Yep. The funny thing here is that this charm comes out and okay, it's targeting Darius, but I believe that there are no red runes on the side of Draven here, so they would not actually be able to pump up the Draven.
The important thing is that because it's Reaver's Row, you get a free target for the Reaver's Row, which gives the Irelia +1, which means that you get to swing over. It's kind of a
that's funny,
kind of a silly interaction here, but
even if you don't use it, Like even if the Irelia doesn't move back to base, because the Reaver's Row trigger always goes on the stack, and you're always targeting the Irelia, it always gets the +1, which is very useful in this spot.
Yeah, funny.
Actually,
Irelia using Draven's battlefield's better than Draven 2 games in a row so far. Oh, are we developing purple Draven in the back?
Okay.
That is a way to break point tempo.
I imagine then we'll see the Edge of Night equipped to protect against the Falling Star? No.
I mean, Falling Star isn't that bad because they'd have to flip double red here. And then they recycle 4 runes for it. And like it's really just not... Yeah, you don't get the point because it's not in combo.
But also, they have a Draven that they won't be able to use the red 4 if they use the Fallen Star. Like using 2 reds here is a big problem for Draven.
Hold up. I was like, do you just... No, you can't. You can't because they can still pay. They still have the opportunity to pay. But
yeah. No, the judge came over and fought him if they didn't get the +1 dice on there.
True.
Yeah. This is interesting because, God, how good is Ride the Win? To keep you from having to deal with the Draven walking up and scoring 2 points and like tying the game.
I mean, so if our game plan is to use this Draven to break the point tempo, did we need to charm the Darius last turn? Like, was the Darius doing anything?
You make a very good point.
What we could have done was slap the Draven onto the Reaver's Row and then charm up the Darius and then actually leave with Irelia. And then we just like score a free point.
Yep.
Right, because the Draven, purple Draven is a nefarious cheat and doesn't give the point for losing a combat. It needs to die in combat. So Reaver's Row actually works perfectly. Yeah, I think that is a... I mean, this game feels like it is going to be... well, it looks like it's running away a little bit for the Draven in terms of points, but it feels like it is going to be a game of inches, and it may be a little play like that is gonna matter quite a bit.
Yep, especially if there's no second charm, which I don't see in the hand. I see Azania's, which I imagine is going to be hidden here, and then a couple tricks, but no charm.
Yeah, this again goes to the thought of like, what is this charm actually doing? It's like, yes, it's killing a Darius, but what does that actually do for your game plan? And my game plan right now is to recap point tempo with this Draven, with this purple Draven. And a great way to do that is via charm, but we've cashed in our charm early and we're no longer able to do that now. We need to draw and do another one or force Draven into a combat at some point here. Okay, equipping the Irelia. Are we just playing Stellacorn in the backline or something? No, we're just playing nothing.
This is good though. So you if you're double holding, you're maybe at least pressuring like double hold. If you double hold here, this is the only way Irelia can actually come back reliably into the game, is if you literally just don't let them get a single point, which is now it's going to be very difficult to do, but if you're able to do it, then you get ahead again, but you have to be able to.
Yep.
I think I wonder if you just like send the entire squad at this purple Draven on the Reaver's Row. Just say, do something.
I see a Bryn here in double rebuke.
Yeah. Not enough runes to cast it, only 7. That's going to have to be a thing for next turn.
Yeah. And you could cast the Bryn here.
Yep.
Because it makes the Draven have to leave. It gets you your 6th point. I don't know if it's worth it. The main issue is you don't get to cast both rebukes with the Bryn here either way.
Right. We're not casting it this turn or next turn either, because you'll go up to 9, which is still 2 off.
Yeah.
But at this point, do you need the second rebuke if you're Bryn Hearing in this case? I don't know. Possibly.
I guess an interesting part about the what's it called? An interesting part about the Bryn here, or about this Draven, is that like because of the lasagnas, even if you win a combat against him, you don't score a point. Right?
Oh,
so
Mhm.
good point.
yeah.
Good point.
So like even if you swung at him, like he would just stay, I think, and like trade down a bunch of might. It
Right.
just kinda doesn't
Reduce the
matter.
amount of might on the board. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, trading a Zhonya's for 6 might of units. Well, I guess it would basically just be a Draven.
Yeah,
Still
if they
fine.
pay, or you could just like kill the Darius. Like,
right, if they don't have a second spell.
yeah.
Yep. I would say that you would usually want to keep it for the turn, as in the Zhonya's. Keep it for the turn when you're attacking, so that you can do like attack multiple times with a buffed unit. But unfortunately, that doesn't work because there's a reverse roll on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you'll just be able to walk 2 units out and still be very happy with your position as the Draven player. So yeah, I do imagine that's going to be the case here. The Irelia currently thinking about, I think,
Defiant Dance. If they can defend, if they can defend one of these points via Defiant Dance, that seems like it's quite good here.
Mm-hmm.
I think you use it because it's like super important, but the question is on which one do you actually use it on?
I think you have to use it on the Irelia, and then back up with the Draven.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Draven gets backed out. I think Draven's just always backing out, and then Irelia will be the one that is actually going to engage in combat, and then if it dies, it's going to be Zhonya's, which is fine. So it almost always has to be Irelia onto Draven, I'm guessing. So that's the one that can actually get bigger, whereas Darius is capped at 5 right now.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
That's what my thought is.
Maybe it's Darius regardless, because Darius can potentially back out after the combat. But no, it's the Draven.
No, it's tapped. It's tapped
out.
Oh no,
right? We can't play second card this turn. You're correct.
Yeah, there's no other card.
I genuinely think that like mid-range Draven, I don't think it would be that bad if they ran like one call shot. Just because like late game it's a really good draw. And then like if your opponent sees it ever, then they always have to play around 0 mana activators for Darius.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't see it, you get to get them one time.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't hate it. I love stuff like that. Like little things like that. And it's like your opponent mind splitters you and you're going to lose. You go, okay, I'll scoop in response so you don't see my hand. Go to game 2.
Yeah. I did it in response to, in sort of like in response to the Metzler decks in Irelia for a while, actually, where I like played like a call shot.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. Yeah,
I think it's a good like
good
late game draw, right? Like when you're on like 8 or 9 runes, it's like totally fine to go try and find an answer or find a unit.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is like you never want to double draw it, and you never want to cast it before them, so you're not allowed to run more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great for your like, if I have a Bryn here, I win here. Well, let's get 4 looks at a Bryn here for no, and like I don't care about my runes next turn because there's not going to be a next turn. So
yeah,
let's get 2 looks for it. Don't even need to pay it for full price, and you're happy to. I like it as that actually.
Mm-hmm.
If I were a degenerate in running mid-range Draven, I would consider running a 1-up.
So
we're considering.
It's interesting that we're thinking so hard. I feel like we just always take the not so fast.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like we have rebukes in hand, we want those to resolve. The Defy is a good card in this matchup, but
it's all irrelevant. Bryn here is going to negate all of those cards.
Yeah.
But now you don't even necessarily need the Bryn here, which opens up the second rebuke. So now Irelia is 9.
Yeah, you can't go after Irelia. You have to go after the
I don't think so.
Draven.
Right?
And then risk them just saying okay and killing the Darius.
Yeah. Yeah, so nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
And now, I mean, this is giving Purple Draven's going to get a point off of this Reaver's Row, right?
Yep.
Like it works the way you want it to on attacking for Purple Draven, the nefarious cheat.
The issue is that like our hand is like really bad. The Irelia player's hand. Which is why Irelia usually needs to run the battlefields that say draw a card on them.
Right.
Like we do have
find a Stellacorn like a good player.
Playable position 6-6, but the problem is we have 3 cards in hand, 2 of which more or less don't do anything right now. Like the Defy is not actually advancing your game plan, and the Hard Bargain off the top is also not going to help. So,
wait, do we get the point here if they just sack the?
No.
No, if they push us, then we do not get the point.
Okay, never mind. I was wrong.
Does have to pay the deflect cost though, so that doesn't matter. But
interestingly enough, if there was a not so fast in hand, the way that the fan works is in order for it to go on the stack, you have to pay deflect. And then if you want to not so fast it, you have to do it before you attempt to resolve the ability. Because once the fan is sacked, you're not allowed to not so fast it. So there's like an interesting game of like the Draven player has to pay the deflect to like represent that they're going to try to push your guy. It's like a weird little thing.
Okay.
Wait, you don't pay deflect when you choose. You pay deflect when deflect resolves, no?
You pay deflect in order for it to go on the stack.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And then you can just stop it if you want after forcing them to pay deflect.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can not so fast it.
Something layers.
I mean, maybe every rule of Riftbound is going to choose in a change in the rules update. Maybe like the stack will change.
Maybe we'll play Yu-Gi-Oh! After the
maybe
update.
every spell will just become regular spell, and no, you can't play spells.
Do we not have Bryn here? Oh, okay. They just didn't have anything. Oh, wait. They knew that they didn't have anything. Okay. There it is.
There was one card off the top. Like there could have been the Hard Bargain could have been something good.
But did we not have Bryn here there? Did we not have just?
We did, yeah. We just chose not to cast it.
Yeah, it's the turn them sideways OnlyFans. That's the one where you get the.
Well, I know you don't want that, but what you do want are cheaper cards, which you can get at with our Chinese partner Huge. Get the link in the comments here. You can join Huge's Discord and get the hookup on Chinese cards for Riftbound, which I'm literally going to be messaging Huge after this broadcast. There's a couple things I want, especially I want to get my stuff lined up for set 3. So make sure you're going in there because you don't have to pay for English cards the full premium if you don't want to. You can, if you're happy with Chinese cards, we've got an in for you. So that is awesome. There we go. So we head into game number 3 of this top 4 match, Irelia versus Draven. All of the hopium is going here for Irelia, hoping for a non-Draven in the finals, but we shall see. This game number 3.
Okay, so double obelisk here. We talked about this earlier. This is very good awareness from the Draven player to save their obelisk for the last game.
I think something that's really strong about the double obelisk game for Draven, like there's times where you think like, oh, I'll snipe their obelisk, and then joke's on them. You know, their turn 1 play is going to be Draven no matter what, so they don't get the extra rune. The big issue is that they get to turn 2 Mind Splitter you, and that can be a bit of a troublesome thing to do. But
yeah, mostly because it means that you have to like play if it's double obelisk, you can just play a Stellacorn on turn 1. But then if you find a deckhand turn 1, you're in this weird spot where you want to play Stellacorn to deny like your opponent just mind splittering you and taking it, but you can't because you kind of have to get Irelia down. So we'll see what happens. I see. Oh, there it is, Stellacorn. And I imagine that's
nasty.
Yeah, I imagine that's the turn 1 play. There's a Siren as well. Oh, we're going to draw so many cards in this game.
So the problem with Obelisk in general, when you play in Obelisk as Irelia, is you are lacking draw heavily. So you're actually super reliant on Stellacorn. And here, double Obelisk, even like you need a Stellacorn. If you didn't find a Stellacorn, I think this game would be absolutely horrible. And the fact that we have Stellacorn and Siren, so good. If I was Draven, I would absolutely follow Starry, by the way. Like,
for sure,
on the
if
spot.
you have a 2-drop, like, immediately.
Not even, honestly, I would just follow Starry, pass. Like, killing the Stellacorn here is so incredibly crucial to how the game goes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's not even a little bit of a joke. Stellacorn is the best card in the deck. Like, yeah. She will run away with the game quicker than Irelia will.
Yep. Angel is good too.
Yeah, and now we can just we can just equip this GA. We can just Siren move back to base. We can keep her safe from a falling star for the following turn. This is such a powerful. I assume not. If we draw a fight or flight, maybe I could see that.
I don't think the second point does any. Yeah. Like I think it's just too committal of runes.
I would agree.
Also, we haven't seen Thermo, no? Does Draven just not have Thermo?
Could be.
They haven't hit it yet, but like post board, I feel like you should be on it.
Yeah, so good.
You don't have to be on a ton of it. Like, you know, you're not running 3, but like 1 or 2, I think is.
Yep.
No, I don't think people need Thermo Beam in Draven. That's not a card that you need, especially not at RQ Leal, which is coming up. Yep. Don't need to be running that.
No,
it's okay. Today I detonated my my opponent's Trinity Force like 3 times in a row, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, how did it go? By the way, didn't you go to win a box?
Yeah, I won.
Oh,
nice.
Gag it. What was the hardest matchup?
The hardest matchup was. Did I lose a game? Azir, actually. An Azir player, like, I mean, you know how Azir is, right? Like, they open Eye of the Herald, and then they call the weak you twice, and then like they're ahead a bunch of
3 really good turns, and then on the 4th turn, they wonder how they ever played the game.
Yeah. No, they he ended up taking a game off me, and I played him again in top 4. So I was 4-1 against him, but I think if he was, I think if he played a little bit cleaner, he probably could have stolen another game off of me. But yeah. Okay. Otherwise, I don't know. I played some mirrors. I played I played Irelia. I played someone else. Oh, Lucian. Yeah, the Lucian player that I detonated all their stuff.
It's fine. Just draw more. What are you talking about?
You say that, but if you spend 4 mana to do that, I think you're gonna have trouble swinging over my my Draven plus Forerunner.
Nah.
Oh, this is just such a relaxing position. We can play the Irelia. We can move the Stellacorn. We're still up on point tempo. We have every card in our deck.
This is why we didn't score to 2 last turn. Is because then we would feel pressured to like score to 4.
No, not on the battlefield. Right? Oh, do you want to flash? Is that what we want to do?
Yeah, but like,
why?
Why are we holding?
Like, you're on. You have the points. You have infinite mana. You have infinite draw. Why are we on the battlefield?
Yeah, I mean, we have a Zanya.
We're trying to deny a Kai'Sa draw, right? That's the goal.
Yeah.
We're tunnel visioning on it, but it doesn't matter in a like grand scheme of things like that. Kai'Sa draw does not do anything. Also, if this Kai'Sa pushes into Irelia, like, you have to not. Draven does not have to pre-commit anything. I mean, well, I guess you have Zanya, so you actually have to. They have to recommit something.
Yeah, I mean, they could do something like double Falling Star, the Stellacorn, and then walk Kai'Sa into Irelia.
Yeah, you're putting your Irelia into.
Wait, you walk Kai'Sa in first,
double
so that you kill the.
I just mean like actually, both Falling Stars pointed at Stellacorn.
It doesn't work anymore. The reflexive trigger doesn't work anymore.
Oh yeah,
no, I know, but the thing is that you can't buff past the Falling Star.
Oh,
so like you pop the Zanyas no matter what, and then you force.
Oh, I see.
You force cards from the Irelia, and then you like switcheroo. Like we don't have a Falling Star, so it doesn't matter. But like that would be the idea.
Yeah, and you. This Irelia base is suspicious because of that. Like, Draven cannot hold against Irelia that has 1 billion cards in hand. Like, so, just we didn't need to be on the battlefield at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't seem like Draven has the cards to punish it.
Yeah, it looks like it might work out. Well, another reason why this play is a bit weird is because if something like this happens, like push axe, like we forced out the axe, but if we now commit something, if we get rebuked, there is a very realistic chance that we just can't get to 4 next turn, and then suddenly we've lost point tempo, and we're in a bit of an awkward spot. Whereas, like, had we left this Irelia in base, we would have just been able to attack, and Draven would have been forced to hold up runes into us, which is usually where you want to be in this matchup. Okay,
no
so
shot.
we want to trade this.
Yep, now we're getting
ready? Shot. Oh no, drew a card and we didn't even ready the Irelia.
Oh, want to trade?
Okay.
I mean,
probably
I guess
fine with the trade. It's just trading Zanyas for the.
No, but like if you get Rebucade here, like it's not the end of the game, of course, but like I feel like you lose a lot of tempo.
And I mean, he's eyeing up the rebuke, I believe. Okay, well, this is one way to lose this very, very good position. We have enough runes, like we can accelerate the Irelia out. It's just you would prefer not have to do that, and you did have the option to simply not have to. We also had Flash in hand, which if the rebuke is cast on defense for the Draven, we can just flashback ready Irelia, go in again.
Yeah.
So
the big issue with this is that like opponent scoring to 3 points doesn't matter because we're at 2, which means that we get the first shot to go to 4, which means we're fine. But the issue is that by getting rebuked, our chances of going to 4 next turn, we're going to have to recycle a lot of runes. Which means that like we're now behind unless we pay a ton of runes, which to be fair, the Draven player also paid a ton of runes. Maybe it ends up like being fine. But it's just very committal. Like we've opted into like an incredibly committal line. That's the issue with it.
Yep.
What's that?
Yeah, it's like it's like the Irelia thought that they were behind.
Yeah.
Again, well, yeah, the opponent was going to 3 points and they were at 2 points. That means they're behind, right?
True.
That's just math.
I mean, that's just math.
That ain't math.
But no, the big thing. The big thing for those who don't know, it doesn't matter if you're at 2 or 3 points. The most important thing is that you're the first person to 4 points, and then you're the first person to 6 points, because that means you could be the first person to 8 points. It doesn't matter if you're actually at 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, or 6 or 7.
But, what?
Yeah, 6 or 7.
Oh, got him.
There's the call shot we were talking about earlier, which he does play.
Okay.
Interesting.
This is a bad time to draw it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. You want to draw this in 2 turns or 3.
Yeah. I don't know if I like called shot in Irelia. I feel like Irelia is like already super rune hungry.
Yeah.
And like
there's definitely
draw a lot of cards. And you don't have a lot of card select. That's why I don't like it as much.
I feel like you're going to get baited into casting it like too early in the game.
On this turn, by the way, I do think I think you just really heavily consider just pass before you play this discipline in Ready Irelia and potentially get blown out.
Yeah.
I think there's a world where you just pass, play it slowly.
Oh, yuck. Oh, God.
Okay. What if we play it as fast as possible? Is that Rebuke?
I mean, the Draven player only has 2 cards in hand. So, like, if you find a way to neutralize these hidden cards, like, you're still in a fine spot.
Yeah.
Charm is great.
Charm is great.
Charm is so good.
Really, yeah, Charm better here.
Yeah, you just snap pick this Charm. That way you can invalidate one of the hidden cards.
Yeah, because then you can even like draw a card off the Stellacorn that like otherwise wasn't going to be allowed to move this turn.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, so cool that Irelia is finally doing super well and playing well. Like, she gets too much targeting. She gets like top 1 level of targeting, like as if she was a top 1 deck, but she's like top 4. She's insane. Like, why are we targeting her that hard?
Well, I mean, is that even true? I feel like people are like pre-boarding for Draven. Like everybody's main board is a Draven board.
Yeah.
And then like their sideboard after Draven, it's like you might have a couple cards for like Irelia / Kai'Sa, and then you have a couple cards for not Irelia, a yellow / Kai'Sa, and then the other option is like Irelia.
Yeah, there's a lot more hate towards Irelia than main board than Ezreal or Victor. I feel like.
Maybe.
If we haven't hit the recycle 5 runes in 1 turn bingo yet, we're definitely going to hit this turn.
Yeah,
it's,
we're at 3 now,
number
right?
4.
Oh, number 4.
Yeah, 4 is already.
Because of Legend. We're going to recycle a 4th. And then I imagine we
might be hitting more than that because we might. I think that they took Rebuke and not. I think that they took.
I believe
Rebuke
they took Charm.
I hope they took Charm. Okay.
I really hope so.
Yeah, see, I saw the Charm and just kind of assumed that was the choice, so I quit paying attention. But
maybe not.
I'm not sure.
Only 9 cards in hand from the Irelia player.
Yeah, the issue is, in for penny, in for pound. We've committed at this point.
Right.
Yeah. Gotta do something. Now we have to.
Is this push? Let's see what's push. It is push on Draven.
Is it on Draven or is it on Irelia?
You push her on Draven, because if you push the Irelia, you have to pay deflect, and then like you're getting owned by like Ride the Wind or whatever.
Right.
Like, you push your own Draven, you get to hold on to the might. You're holding to 4 on the top side anyway. Like, just just don't play the game.
Yeah, we also on 3 runes and would go down to 2, which would be really bad.
Yeah, not ideal. Okay, we get a point. We're paying the one to ready the legend.
Only if we want to kill the other side. If we think we can kill the other side, then like we can siren over there, but it's so committal.
We are giving up, or we didn't restand the legend, so either we have a Ride the Wind, and that is the plan.
I think we do have a Ride the Wind.
Yeah, we most likely have with 10 cards in hand, right? I didn't see a Defy, or a not so fast rather, which would be the preferred answer to this switcheroo, because if you flash, your legend isn't ready, because you have to spend it to get the Irelia over, so you're not actually able to conquer the...
but if you Ride the Wind, then the Irelia is ready, yeah?
True.
So you can flash the switcheroo.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then if we Ride the Wind and flash, let's do some math real quick. That's 11 total. this battlefield is also 11. Yeah.
For what is the other? What's under Kaisa right now?
It's a spinning X.
Yeah, so this is
it's
9.
So it's
9
right now.
Yeah.
And she's already 10.
Yeah.
Right, because of the
Then Flash is 11.
This does work.
Yes, it does. Switcheroo. You say, I don't think so. Well, you can flash or you can not so fast. I would probably.
I would prefer Flash here.
I think
doesn't recycle the rune.
So Flash doesn't recycle the rune, but Flash also leaves her stuck on the battlefield. So I think it makes sense to just not so fast and then walk home.
Yeah, I mean, you do still have the Zanya, so there's an argument there. But I think in general, I actually don't know if I want a Zanya's in play or a Flash in hand. Considering that Flash is so much better against Rebuke, which is one of your main, especially given that they have basically no, like you are now significantly ahead in terms of might production here. I'm kind of okay with cashing in the Flash there, or like forcing opponent to try to contest Irelia. But anyway,
I do think the breakpoint is that we're giving Draven a draw if we Flash, because the Irelia just gets walked over, right?
No, you're right.
So
yeah, no, I think I agree. It's close, but I think they made the higher.
That's a charm off the top.
That looks like, I think that might be
this
possibly double charm.
This game should.
The other thing, by the way, is that Flash right here. We go to 6. We draw 2 cards. We save both our units.
Yeah. Very
like Flash point. Is getting a lot more value right here than not so fast.
I agree.
Yeah. This should just be curtains at this point.
And there's a hard bargain against opponent who has recycled a lot of runes.
Like, would you like to pay a rune?
Please do. Yep. And this looks like it is the victory march here for the Irelia, potentially going into the finals. We're taking out both of the remaining units. Draven is down to 3 runes, going to be only 1. Sorry, going to be at 5 this turn. Going into this turn with nothing in play. 3, or will be 4 cards in hand. Accelerated Kaisa.
Whenever they do this camera zoom in like this, it's it's cooked for someone.
Yeah, when you see the Ezreal image in the background in the finals, you know that they think that it's over.
Yep,
right,
and it's just
to 7 and
hop, skip, and a jump to lethal.
Dead on board. I mean, it's Siren back, move in with both. Or one of the other 150 ways to do it.
You just play cards here. You don't really.
What are we doing? Oh, there's a hidden card. Okay.
Yeah, there's a hidden card. Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, what are we doing here? just.
Yeah, I mean.
There it is.
That's
Irelia in the finals. We'll see who they are playing. If we had a similar fate in the other match, it was also Draven versus Irelia. We could see for the first time
Irelia finals.
Irelia finals.
Kuvi
made a wish last night that may be
10
coming
more
true.
Interesting than Draven Mirror. Let's be serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the Draven Mirror is a bit more nuanced in terms of gameplay and decision making than the Irelia Mirror, in my personal opinion.
I think that they're actually kind of similar.
I think Irelia is like probably the easiest of the top decks to play. So I don't know. Watching the mirror, kind of a snooze fest.
I will not take that rage bait. I promise you. I will not bait. I will not bait. I swear I won't.
It's one of the least amount of decisions you need to make from game to game. It's just
conquer
twice, forehead.
You make a lot of decisions, but like none of them matter. Like you could just play your cards out and close your eyes. And
that's true. You close your eyes, play your gust when it's castable, and
hey, one of the people who got blown out with their gust won that match. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
true.
What I think is the most what I think is really funny is that you get your opponent with the charm after they gusted, and then you walk into exactly the same situation and you make the same decision as they made.
That's just base.
That's really funny.
Love it. The question is the other match still happening? If so,
I hope not.
We getting the players
1 hour break for Let's go.
Oh, please no.
It's almost 9 a.m. Please don't do me like that. I have a skirmish in 6.5 hours.
That is a late start for a skirmish on a Sunday.
That's true.
Yeah, I told you these stores don't know what they're signing up for.
But it is pretty late.
I lied. It's not 6.5. It starts at 4:30. My math is wrong.
It's still a late one.
Yeah. No, it's perfect because it means I actually get to get a few hours sleep before.
True. Have you secured a buy this skirmish season yet, Aikido?
Yeah, I have 2 of them.
Oh, you've got 2. Okay. Weird flex, but
I have not.
I
have not.
You gotta come over to Central Scotland. We'll get you one.
I mean,
the playmat that they weren't supposed to give me.
So I made it to the finals of my skirmish, and my opponent was not going to Lille or any event. So I'm like, do you want to? We basically split in the finals. I'm like, all I care about is the buy, and then we played for the champion card. I'm like, you can have a play mat, but I'll play for the card because the card I think is cool. I did end up winning. So
see, I wanted to
in good conscience say that I won.